So, have either of you heard of the girl group Red Velvet?
Yes.
You know Red Velvet.
Yes. Well.
And if you didn't, then I'd... You are now reacting to SEULGI and her solo debut. She is a member of the girl group Red Velvet, and this is her debut song called 28 Reasons. You may be wondering, why is this song called 28 Reasons? Well, fans theorize that this is 28 reasons why you learn to love yourself, or 28 reasons why you learn to love someone else, because she's 28. She just turned 28, and she released a song. She's like, there's 28 reasons why I love you, and I want to mess with you. She says that sometimes when you have a crush on someone as a kid, as much as you care about them, you also want to mess with them. And in this track, it is a more mature version of that playfulness, but it has gone too far, and you're going to do everything you can to mess with the person you like. When asked about this theme of good and evil and why it was picked, SEULGI replied, "My fans have said that I have a big difference on and off stage. I think through that, we naturally come to the theme of good and evil. I have other images inside of me that I want to show, and I think as plain Kang SEULGI, I've shown a lot of my good side, so through my music, I can show more of the darker side." The song is composed by Sean Kennedy, Johan Franzen, Henrik Goranson, Yu Jin, Chris, and Imle.
All right. Cool.
You ready for good evil?
Yes.
Good evil.
Good evil.
All of it. 3, 2, 8. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Wow.
goodness.
Chains and whips, excite.
Da Vinci Code.
Da 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 da.
This doesn't look playful. This looks like bondage.
I didn't like eye contact. I didn't like the eye contact.
Ooh. I like this.
It's so bare.
Whoa, F sharp.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I like this.
Yeah, and the scale down with his face.
I love being able to hear like the low part of their voice.
Oh my god, I love this.
Into this.
Ooh. The chromatic slide up to the F. That's cool.
Chills everywhere.
The bass sound is always changing. It's really cool.
The whistle. I knew you were going to say that. I fucking love the whistle.
It definitely cuts through a lot.
This is a really interesting song.
Okay.
That's ASMR right there. Woo!
Oh, I like that.
I don't like the ASMR stuff.
Dragging the chain along the ground.
It's so empty. It's like a really, whoa.
Okay, Christina Aguilera moment.
There's a lot of contrast between wet and dry mix in the vocals during the verse.
Ooh, bass a little fuzzier this time.
Is the whistle more prominent this time?
I don't think it's more prominent.
Or maybe it's hand different.
Very dark, minor melody, and then the higher belting.
Oh my god, I love that part. The thing that's really intriguing me is the growling thing in the middle. Like a wow. Cool vocal melody.
Nice progression, same texture, cool.
Nice. Deceptive cadence.
So cinematic.
Yeah, this is
Big fan.
very.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Very sultry.
Oh my god. No way. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, go off.
That was really good. That was really cool production on the arrangement. These are cool vocals.
You ad-lib it! Ad-lib it, yes!
She has delicate fingers.
I like the string patch too. It's nice.
Staring contest. Go. Oh.
Good and evil people are not clearly distinguished. Good and evil coexist within one person. Even if one seems good, greed and temptation always exist together inside. We simply try to resist from being captivated by evil.
I thought that was badass. I mean, what other song starts with I kissed your brother? It's like, boom! It's like, do you know that TikTok sound where like they do like, boom? And so like, I kiss your brother, boom! I make my own rules, boom, boom!
Oh, boom, boom.
I met the devil, boom!
Boom.
Boom.
Okay, you're gonna add.
Ah, sorry. I should have been clear about that. I am really sorry.
She like took me wherever she was.
No,
She like
for
transported me.
You were on the end of that chain.
No, I was
on the
like,
end of that chain.
No, I was being pulled along.
She's like so like sexy and confident and
No,
like
like,
beautiful.
it was-
And as for you, were the visuals too much? Or were you just like drawn into music so much that you wanted to close your eyes?
Oh, I was just listening to the music, yeah. I can just hear better, you know, when I'm not looking at something. It's very tasteful. Everything's very tasteful. There were several kind of little elements, little subtle elements that gave it really, really cool character and made it really intriguing to hear. Little things like those little vocal chops are awesome. Like, they're so sick. It just chops up the vocal in like a weird way. It doesn't even sound like a word really, but you can tell that it's derived from what she just sang, and it's like this delay, you know, it's like cool. I think I wanted, especially the chorus, to be like filled out a bit more. It felt like a little bit hollow, and I think that could have just been solved by like raising the levels of the string patch, honestly. Yeah. It just, like that and the kind of beat was like pushed way back or like down. It was kind of like under everything.
It's just this very haunting kind of quality of space, because when it comes to like things like horror, where does horror lie? It lies in like empty space or darkness or something. So it's like you're kind of like, where are we right now? And then these weird sounds are kind of coming in. So I think that was really effective for like the horror.
Yeah, I like how they played with the bass timbres though.
I like that too. They kind of changed the
Like how it opens up in the pre-chorus a bit. It's a little more ambient. Whereas it's like super, like the super distinct like endings to the held notes in the verse kind of.
I like the string part in the chorus. They're not chords, they're arpeggiated. So, I mean, when you're arpeggiating things, that adds another rhythmic element. Because it's not like hold, sustain, it's bum 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 bum.
I like that it's a broken arpeggio, so it's not like just chord changes D, 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 D. It's, you really hear each of those hits. And it's all pits, I think.
The vocal production is really good. It's really dry. Like during the verses, there's a lot of like mouth sounds, kind of, which is like kind of unsettling sometimes. But I don't know. Sometimes it's like it's the vibe for the song. I guess it's a little creepy. That refers to reverb. A dry vocal is just one that doesn't have any reverb on it, so it doesn't exist in a space really. It just is right there, right in front of you. Reverb kind of simulates depth in the audio field. So like, you know, if you turn up a 5-second reverb all the way, it sounds like it's a mile away.
Why do you think they chose to go dry for this song?
Because it's right up in your business. You know, it's super confrontational. It's very like, listen to me, grab you by the collar.
I liked like the beginning was kind of like the verses. There was like no accompaniment. It was just like kind of like the beat and her. It just kind of pulled you in as a listener, and you're like, oh, what the heck? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I was really impressed at how much she exposed her voice throughout a lot of this. Right at the beginning, like very bare instrumentation, just like a bass and percussion and her singing. And then in that, like in the middle of that song, like close to a bridge, just her. Wow, like that was so striking. It's like, whoa, everything is alone, it's just her, and my attention is sucked up into just listening right now because she's commanding the room. She's really commanding the space and using that silence to her advantage.
I really like her voice. It's just super clean and like effortless, and it doesn't have a super like screaming tone to it.
I also like her vocal timbre a lot and how she.
I liked all the
utilized
vocal
that.
stuff.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, like it was.
I just like her voice.
She went from just like no vibrato, like super smooth, just like laying it down, and then she kind of flexed a bit too. Like it was nice.
But that one part where she started talking, oh my god, that was so cool.
I don't remember.
It was like at the bridge.
It wasn't that cool to Kayla. And then just straight into the riff. Oh.
Yeah, that's so soothing. Just a voice that like you can like put someone to sleep.
And like
in
the
best
way
possible.
yeah, it was like she like pulled you in, like was telling you a secret.
I love how it started all mezzo-y, and then the bell that came at the end was so like it was high too. It was like what the heck? Like that is like.
I personally love when there's like, because I feel like so much of pop music can like sit pretty high. I love when it like sits lower. I feel like it just gives a fully different experience, and it just seems more like raw. It gives like a deeper, I don't know, like more whole, which makes sense for like the where it is. With like chest voice, it's like, and then when you mix in, like there can be some, it's not necessarily pure all the time. So like this, like deep kind of just like gave a lot.
Felt like I did see a lot of subtle representation of good versus evil. I might be making things up, but one of them being the range, right? So in the verses, everything is so dark. The chorus hits, everything's so dark in the lower range. Then it felt as if this is a song or some sort of war between her darkness and her human side, then it feels like when she did leap up to higher in the range, that felt very pure. That felt like she was trying to escape from something that's holding her back.
Oftentimes, like lower stuff is associated with evil, which is why like mezzos and baritones, like in opera, like tend to have like more of the like evil roles, and then like sopranos and tenors are like the love interests or like the sweet, like pure. And so I kind of liked that there was like, especially when it in the beginning it sat low and then it just like popped up for a second, which is kind of, exactly what she was saying. Good and evil can coexist.
See, and when she's belting in her higher register, she says, "I'm not the devil."
Acting too as singers, like really strengthening your text, knowing what you're trying to like get from the audience. You don't want to pull the audience in. You have to make the audience want to come to you. So
she has a lot of power, and like these like
the
lyrics.
simple efforts with her fingers. I was like, wow. I'm like all the different shapes with her hands.
You lean back, like everything was just so easy.
Yes.
It kind of goes along with what she's saying about like good and evil, because like minor, people like to think of minor as like evil or sad, like or spooky, and then major is like happy. But the way she kind of constructed the melody, it hangs around kind of in between the two, which is kind of like goes along with what she's saying about being in between good and evil.
Chromaticism in general, because you're using a lot more dissonance than a normal like 4-chord pattern. Like that's pretty straightforward. But once you add chromaticism in the bass or like dissent in the bass, it's it throws you off because you don't know where it's going to go next. Because when you move chromatically, like your options are just more open.
Just bringing that in the melody, that's bringing a tritone, and a tritone is literally just like the symbol musically of just like disorder
Of the
and
devil.
like of the devil. Well, it was like the devil's. Was like called the devil's interval. If C minor already has A flat major in it, if you just change one note, it's kind of the bad, the minor, and good are all it's all the same place. It's all the same thing. It's just 1/2 step difference. It's the same with the 1/2 step difference, turning it from into. It's all just one. It's all based on 1/2 step, which is exactly what she's saying. So the harmony changes, bad, good to evil, and evil to good with 1/2 step. It's the same thing as people have like one little thing inside of them, and greed and temptation can like pull them so quickly, so easily. It's literally just as easy as, or.
Do you have like mixed feelings about this, or you just don't know like what you want to comment on?
I think it's good that I don't know what to comment on, because it's leaving me confused for what. Like, I like when music does that, when it like leaves me confused, because like when I'm looking at the lyrics, it's like, okay, so is she talking about like this guy, like, oh, or is she talking about herself, or is this like everything combined? And then like with the music, it's like, oh my god, like this could mean like anything, and now I'm very confused. But that's great because she leaves it very open-ended.
It's interesting because I keep seeing this relationship as her with herself, and saying, like, why are you leaning on me again? That's just what's on here. But it's like there's some sort of God complex with the main speaker of the song that's like controlling the other individual that the narrator is talking to.
I'm really shocked I didn't notice that from mostly the visual cues in the music video. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear that the two people are her and herself, just like two different selves. Yeah, there's so much imagery of like a subservient one and then the dominating one. But then when they dance together, it's like both of them are coexisting. Yeah, I feel that. That's cool. It also makes the 28 Reasons title make more sense because like you've been with yourself for 28 years, you know. Yeah.
Dude, I just got chills on my tongue.
I kiss your brother.
Boom. Boom, boom.
또 깊어져도 못 느껴 my pleasure.
Boom.